Hello everyone, myself Kunjal Mehta from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, Ahmedabad. Today we will study about the topic Common Source Amplifier CS-JFET amplifier of Basic Electronics subject. Before starting the common source amplifier, first of all we will have to understand the configurations of JFET amplifier. There are three main configurations: 1. Common source, 2. Common gate, and 3rd. Common drain. The common source configuration is similar to the common emitter configuration, common gate configuration, which is similar to the common base configuration, and common drain configuration, which is similar to the common collector configuration. Dear students, we have already studied the configurations of bipolar junction transistors. Those configurations are named by common emitter, common base and common collector, in which emitter, base and collector terminals were grounded respectively. Here we will study the most important configuration, that is the common source configuration, which is used as an amplifier. In previous lecture we have studied about the application of the GFET. GFET can be used as a switch as well as an amplifier. Okay. As a switch we have studied the two types, also shunt switch and series switch, based on the connection of the GFET. But now in this lecture, we will continue with the same topic, application of the GFET amplifier as an amplifier, common source configuration, right? First of all, let's discuss the advantages of the FET amplifier. We will get high voltage gains and high input impedance. High voltage gain, that means we will have the good output, okay, and high input impedance, that means noise will be filtered out, right? The controlling parameter of FET is gate to source voltage. Obviously the output characteristic, that is ID versus VDS in JFET, ID is the drain current and it is controlled by VGS, gate to source voltage, GS, okay, VGS. Let us continue with the common source amplifier circuit. So first of all we should discuss about the circuit. From the name we can understand that common source means source will be grounded. We know that there are three terminals: drain, gate and source. Source is grounded. As shown in this figure, common source circuit of JFET, the source terminal is common. Common, that means grounded. Gate terminal, here V input is applied to the gate terminal and output is taken out from the output terminal from drain terminal, right? This is G, this is D, Vi is applied to G and Vo is taken out from D. Okay. Now the important point is that Vi and Vo are coupled through G and D but not directly. We cannot take and apply the sine wave signal directly to the GFET for an amplifier circuit diagram. I have connected here the C1 and C2. These are the important components which is known as coupling capacitors. C1 is the coupling capacitor for input and C2 is the coupling capacitor at the output terminal. This is the input resistance which is denoted by Rg. This is the output resistance which is denoted by Rd. This is gate resistance and this is drain resistance. The total main supply is applied, that is plus VDD, denoted by plus VDD. Positive supply is applied to the drain terminal. So the name is given, notation is given, that is VDD. It can be also written as VDS in some of the circuit diagrams. Okay. Now come to the point. This is ZI and this is ZO. Internal impedance, input impedance. ZI indicates that internal input impedance and ZO, that is output impedance. Okay. Fixed voltage VGG is applied to the gate terminal. Here I have applied the VGG. The arrow of the gate terminal is inside the symbol. So this is N channel JFET. So we should apply for the proper working negative gate voltage. So I have connected negative terminal to the gate. Okay, so fixed gate voltage is applied to the gate terminal, which is denoted by VGG. Next point, C1 and C2 are coupling capacitors. Two coupling capacitors are used for applying the sine wave input and for taking out at the output terminal. So C1 and C2 are the coupling capacitors. Next point, AC input signal is applied to the gate and output signal is collected on drain terminal. So we can say that input terminal is gate and output terminal is drain. So obviously we can say the next point, source terminal is grounded. That means common. And that's why this circuit is known as common source amplifier circuit. Now we have learned about the Kirchhoff voltage law. So according to the Kirchhoff voltage law, if there is a battery biasing in the output loop, then it is denoted by VDS between drain and source, right? So VDS equal to VDD minus IDRD. If you will imagine here the output battery is connected and that is denoted by VDS, positive VDS. So you will write down the KVL in anti-clockwise direction, minus 2 plus VDS plus VDD minus IDRD is equal to 0. That means you can assume that there is a voltage drop between drain and source. Otherwise, in simple way, you can write down the output KVL from top to bottom. VDD minus VDS minus IDRD equal to 0. From top to bottom, plus VDD minus IDRD minus VDS equal to 0. Then make subject to VDS. VDS is the output voltage drop across this drain and source. It's simple KVL. Okay. From output loop. From top to bottom. This equation is the output voltage VDD minus IDRD equal to VDS. Common source amplifier, CS amplifier with voltage divider bias. This is another main diagram of common source amplifier which will give you the better understanding of common source amplifier using voltage divider bias concept, right? So for concept of voltage divider bias, we understand that one resistance is divided into two parts. Which resistance? Obviously input resistance, right? What is the input terminal? That is the gate terminal. And this gate terminal, in previous circuit, I have connected RG. RG is connected with the circuit diagram at the input terminal. Here RG is divided into two parts, R1 and R2. So we will follow the voltage divider bias rule for analysis of this circuit. Another modification is that here also RS is connected and CS is connected. This is known as source resistance and source capacitance, bypass capacitance. Okay. The two capacitances are connected at the input and output, which are known as coupling capacitor, and here we are connecting one bypass capacitor. Now the voltage drop between gate and source, which is denoted by VGS, and the voltage drop between drain and source, which is denoted by VDS. So this is the input sine wave. I have mentioned here the small sine wave at the input terminal, and across VDS, across drain terminal, we will get the output waveform as shown in figure, which is magnified. Also you can say that is amplified waveform. You can see this is the small waveform and this is the big waveform compared to input, right? So we can easily explain that output is amplification of input. What do you observe here? Output waveform is amplification of the input, but it is inverted, right? Inverted, that means phase difference between input and output is equal to 180-degree difference. Again, I am discussing the voltage divider bias circuit for common source amplifier. Input is applied to the gate, output is collected from the drain terminal. RG, input resistance, this one. See this. Look at this. RG is divided into two resistances, R1 and R2. Input voltage drop is VGS and output voltage drop is VDS. One current is flowing from this bias plus VDD, and the current is known as ID from top to bottom. So the same equation which has written in the previous circuit, that is VDD minus IDRD minus VDS equal to 0 in absence of RS. Here we have not connected the source resistance, but in voltage divider bias we have connected source resistance, right? So due to the source resistance, one term will be added. So final equation for the output KVL is VDD minus IDRD minus VDS minus ISRS equal to 0. Then I have tried to make the subject, which is output voltage, and that is denoted by VDS. So the final equation will be like that: VDS equal to VDD minus IDRD minus IDRS. This is the voltage divider bias circuit. RG is divided into two resistances, R1 and R2. And finally the output KVL is written like this and make subject to output VDS. If you feel the simple way to write down the equation, then go from top to bottom. VDD minus IDRD minus VDS minus IDRS, because the same current is flowing from top to bottom, that is ID equal to RS. IS. We will assume that ID equal to IS. So just you will have to make subject VDS. Finally, let us discuss about the features and advantages of common source amplifier. Features of common source amplifier: high input impedance, low output resistance, high voltage gain, 180-degree phase shift between input and output. So let us discuss these all features from the circuit diagram. First, high input resistance. What is the main importance of this high input impedance or in resistance, input resistance or input impedance? You can say same like that. Okay. So due to the high input impedance, if there is a noise into the input signal, it will be filtered out. Okay. And pure AC signal will be passed on the gate terminal to the JFET. Low output resistance. Okay. After working of the amplification, we will get the amplified output. So getting the significant and most justified output resistance must be low. That's why we can justify our output, that is amplified output. High voltage gain, 180-degree phase shift between input and output. Obviously you see this input signal is small and output signal is inverted, magnified output, right? So according to that, you can assume that You are getting the output voltage which is amplified and magnified, but it is 180-degree phase shift. High voltage gain, 180-degree phase shift. Let us discuss the application of CS amplifier. Applications: as a preamplifier in audio circuits, as a voltage amplifier, in the PS system, that means public address system, in the radio and TV amplifier circuits. In real-time applications, we are using the common source amplifier. This is the graph of common source JFET amplifier characteristic curve. Common source JFET amplifier curve, that means output characteristic ID versus VDS. Look at this, the output characteristic with the axis names. Simple, this is ID versus VDS, same graph of output characteristic. Only the new thing is that there is a DC load line is drawn. Once I have assumed the one point on VDS axis when ID equal to 0, and I have assumed the second point on ID axis, that means where VDS equal to 0, and the connecting line of these two points is known as DC load line. This is the diagonally extended waveform is drawn and vertically extended waveform is drawn by assuming or by considering any 2 points on DC load line. The best position of Q point, that is operating point, it is middle point of the graph. Okay, middle point of the DC load line. Another important parameter, that is VGS. VGS should be first 0 when high ID current is available. Then VGS is increased negatively, minus 0.1 volt, minus 2.2 volt, minus 0.3 volt. From this circuit diagram you can decide this. This is the input voltage, that is VGS, and it is negative. And so negatively when you will increase the VGS, you will get this type of decrease in ID. So this is just the output characteristic curve of ID versus VDS with DC load line. ID equal to 0. Dear friends, I have written here the both the condition what I have discussed in the graph. Once you will assume ID equal to 0, you will find out the point, that is VDD equal to VDS. That I have written here, that when ID equal to 0, that VDD equal to VDS. And another point, that is when VDS equal to 0, at that time you will get some particular value of ID, and that is IDSS or maximum drain current. So that is V by R, VDD by RL. The load line is therefore intersection of the curves at the Q point as follows. That means different curves are drawn here by blue line, right? These are the output curves, and the red line is DC load line. The particular curve which is intersects with the DC load line, this is in, if it is in middle, then it is the best position of the Q point. So Q point on the DC load line is generally positioned at the mid center of the DC load line. Okay, that is also known as the class A power operation, and it is determined by the mean value of the VG. So this is the working of the common source JFET, which has the 180-degree out of phase with input signal. The same, the whole full working is described by the waveform here. The red color, this is waveform is sine wave input waveform, and I have drawn the output waveform, which is the denoted by blue color. But the thing is that it is not only amplified but also 180-degree phase difference between input and output. See, this is the positive half cycle, and here we have the start negative half cycle. The output of common source JFET amplifier is 180-degree out of phase with input signal. we are getting amplification with 180 degree phase shift. Okay, thank you.